Hey everybody, Jen here in my kitchen. Today we're making stuffed peppers. So this was a request and I know it's probably a nostalgic kind of meal for a lot of people. At least for me, my mom made stuffed peppers a lot through the winter, and it was your basic pepper, like a bell pepper stuffed with a mixture of ground beef and rice, and then it was usually topped off with some kind of tomato sauce. Well, I wanted to do something similar but easier in a way and just kind of different. So try it out, but you can always use these ingredients the way you might know how. So cooking the rice and cooking the meat. But this way we're doing it, we're gonna try something different, a little new spice combination too. We don't have to boil our peppers first or pre-cook them. With my mom's recipe anyways, it was you would blanch the peppers and then you would cook the rice and you cook the meat. This is very opposite of that, and we don't need to use the oven. So the days have been a little bit warmer lately, so it might be nice just to not have to have your oven on too. So this is all done on the stove top. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. We're going to take out the stem, get a pretty good sharp little knife if you can, and you just cut around the stem and pull that out with hopefully a lot of the seeds. And we'll put those in our bowl. And I just kind of get my fingers in there. If you can get your knife in there to kind of take out that white membrane that's on the inside, just kind of tear it up a little bit, keeping the outside of the pepper together, and take those seeds out. And then we're gonna give it a good wash under the water to get all of those seeds out as best as you can. The other thing to notice is when you're washing the outside, make sure you're not going to cook it with any stickers on the outside too. Wash this. Okay, and what we have here is our raw beef. This is about a pound of ground beef. The key to your cooking of the rice, because we're doing it inside the peppers, is making sure that your rice has been soaked for about an hour. So you're going to rinse it off and then soak it in some water for at least an hour, so that absorbs a lot of the water. And that's just going straight into the ground beef mixture. And then we've got a mix of spices. So I found this Arabic recipe that uses salt, pepper, paprika, allspice, ground cumin, and some ground garlic or garlic powder. And then we're gonna do a couple tablespoons of oil, or I have some clarified butter or ghee, so whatever you have, just a couple tablespoons of that. And then a little water as well, about a third of a cup of water. So that's gonna keep everything nice and moist. And I'm just using my hands here to mix up the ground beef and rice mixture. So what I love about stuffed peppers too is how versatile these are. Like I'm using one recipe, you may have grown up using a totally different recipe, but that's what's so great. If you have peppers around, they're just like a nice vessel. You can make these vegetarian, you can throw whatever you want in them, you can put cheese in them or not, you can use grains or beans, or, you know, I'm using rice, you could use quinoa or some other kind of grain or leave it out. Like it's really, really simple, and it's just kind of like your own taste. So now these are the raw peppers. I've got 4 of them because they're gonna fit nicely into this container that we're gonna, or this pot that we're gonna use. And you're gonna take your meat mixture and just put it into the pepper. You're not gonna fill it up and stuff it too hard into the pepper. You just kind of want it to like loosely get in there and not fill it all the way up to the top. So leave some space and make sure that you've got like enough gaps in there so that that rice is going to plump up a little bit and cook. So that's about it for that one. Okay, so these are not totally full and not totally jammed into the sides and stuff. So it's kind of loosely packed in there. Get them into your pot. I'm just going to wash my hands. My stove on, and I'm going to pour some water in so it just comes up to the top of the pepper, towards the top of the peppers. They're going to boil or simmer in this liquid. So that's good. And then into the liquid goes 8 cloves of garlic, some salt. So this is going down into the liquid that's around the peppers, and that's going to make like a nice little sauce that you pour over top. A 1/4 cup of tomato paste. This is getting very full. And then the juice of 2 lemons, and that's going to come up to a boil. And then once it comes up to a boil, you're going to put the lid on and turn it down to simmer for an hour. So we'll check back after it's been simmering for an hour. Okay, so our peppers took about an hour to cook, and I've pulled them out. So you'll see, you can also test them by, taking a little bit out of the top and making sure the rice is cooked, but you'll see it's nice and cooked. And I think you're gonna like this. So serve this up with a little bit of sauce on the side. You could also cook the sauce down. You can see it's a little bit watery, but you could cook it down and thicken it up a little bit and if you want to, but I think we're gonna eat this just like that. Well, I hope you enjoy trying this new stuffed pepper recipe. We'll see you next week.